This one is sent by Josh. Why do people hate you? I don't mean in a funny haha kind of way. I mean, I have met a good amount of people, which that's kind of surprising that you've met a good amount of people who know us. I've met a good amount of people who do not like you guys nor your attitude towards Tokusatsu. I wonder, have you ever done or said anything to get these people this mad at you? No, we just tell the truth.
Well, there was that one time that I threatened to kill the President of the United States, but other than that...
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. People probably actually like me for saying that at the current moment in time. No, honestly, that's a good question. I think I said it. Nobody ever says they hate me specifically or the show. I think it's... we've kind of discussed this before. I think it's because we actually have criticisms of what we talk about. We don't just we don't strictly talk about the good things. We talk about bad things too.
We talk about the show as a whole.
Exactly.
It's like that one guy on iTunes.
We're assholes sometimes too. I think we're fully admitting to that.
What's up?
But I do it because it's funny.
Well, yeah, but like I said, it's like that one guy on iTunes who reviewed us once who was like, they can't make up if they like a show or not. They have to always bring up the good and the bad. It's like, well, yes,
no
because
shit,
there's always going to be good and bad things about a show. I think Kuga's a fucking masterpiece, and even I can tell you stuff that's bad about it. I think Akito's amazing. I can tell you stuff that's bad about it. That's the thing. We're not just unironically, we're not people who just say, consume product and then, get excited for next product. We're not like that. We have opinions. We have criticisms. We have objectivity to see what is bad and what is good about a show.
Being able to point out that the thing you like has faults in it, and also being able to reconcile that just because your thing has faults in it doesn't mean that your thing is bad. That's just a healthy way to act as an adult. I mean, if you go through life being like, if you see life strictly as black or strictly as white, you're either insane or you're just not like a fully formed adult mentally.
Pretty much.
Or you're Steve Ditko, but Steve Ditko is an exception to that rule.
But like I said, I mean, people don't like us because, again, we don't, as Jay said, we don't pull punches. We say what we actually want to say. We're not going to be these people who are like, oh, well, if you like it, that's perfectly fine. You love your show and it's all sunshine and rainbows. No, fuck that shit, dude. If you come to a fucking review, you come to a fucking review. I'm going to critique a fucking show. Do I sound like an asshole sometimes when I say certain things? Of course. Do I put it on for showmanship? Of course. But does that mean that it makes my criticism any less valid? No. I still think the last third of Build is fucking trash. I still think Gaim is an overrated piece of shit. I still think the whole singularity thing in 0-1 makes no fucking sense. And that's the fucking truth. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, but if you like it, that's fine. No, fuck that shit, man. No, that gets us nowhere. That gets us nowhere.
When you say that, it basically says, it basically gives us the implication that our opinion does not matter to you because you feel that the opinion, that your opinion is what everybody else feels, when really that's not the case. Like, go on.
Oh, go. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, I love Akito. Yeah. and I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't like Akito." And it's like, why don't you like Akito? And they say, and whatever I hear through the grapevine is because it's an older series. It's like, you're really going to do what little kids do because it doesn't look flashy. It doesn't look spectacular. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Your opinion doesn't matter now because you're not giving a valid opinion.
And again, like Jay said, you're at a certain point, you kind of lose the right for me to call you a fully functioning adult because, I'm sorry, dude, but if your thing against my thing is, well, it made me feel good. Well, it made me feel this. Well, it made me feel that. I like doing this. I like the flashy this. I like that. I'm sorry, but you're not. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Like Jason.
At that point, and I'm being super honest with everybody. your opinion doesn't matter to me if all you can say is, well, it made me feel this. Well, it made me feel that. Well, this. And what this is. Like, all this feeling and shit. Like, objectivity is key here, guys. If you can't give me an objective reason why you like something, even if it's an objective reason that I don't agree with, then that's fine. But if it's all the same shit, and the thing is, I say it like that because everybody I ask always does the exact same shit. It's always either, well, this is this. Well, I liked it. Well, I liked it. It's like, good for you. You know what? There's some people who like getting kicked in the balls.
See, it's understandable having... Obviously, by nature, it's difficult for really just people in general to have a strictly objective opinion on something. Because, as always, personal feelings or personal bias and personal interpretation of things is always going to be key. So, I understand, there's times where you might feel one thing is objective when somebody else feels, okay, this is, objectively something or other. That's fine. There's always going to be somebody who thinks something's different than you. But the thing is that, again, what we're more talking about is that you can't simply look at something totally blind, ignore the faults. Even, it might be something minuscule that you have a fault with. No, there's no such thing as a perfect movie. There's no such thing as a perfect game, book, whatever. Every sort of media is going to have some kind of fault in it eventually.
Oh yeah.
It's even the best fucking story on the planet has problems with it.
There are people who can find objectively crappy things about Citizen Kane, guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are exactly, yeah. There are fucking Citizen Kane has things that you can look at and be like, all right, that could have been done better. All right, that's not
like I'm a fan of Quentin Tarantino movies, but even I can find faults in his movies.
Exactly, and then that's the difference where you need to kind of be able to look at things like that, and not being able to do that is kind of what a lot of what we look down upon, what we talk about. We make fun of it, of course, a lot, because naturally, but I think that's a big reason why I think people think of us negatively, which is weird because, again, I don't really see a lot of that. I mean, granted, that's more AJ's end of thing where he gets the full blunt of but
see, what's weird when they say it like that. I mean, because I've seen a lot of people say that we're super negative. Guys, I can legitimately count all the episodes that we've done. The episodes where we're more positive towards something truly do outweigh the things that we're negative towards something.
Yeah, like when we did Repo the Genetic Opera, we admitted that it's as a musical, it's not very good. The music is not very good, but we still enjoyed the film. We still loved it.
We enjoyed the visuals and stuff. We enjoyed certain things about it. But see, that's the thing. Like, for every Ghost, for every Dime, and for every 01 review that we do, you get a Shogeki Goraigan, you get a Shibuya 15, you get a Hojin Yatsurugi, you get a Tokusatsu Gagaga, you get a
Hentai Kamen,
Kanpai Senshi After Fun, you get a Hentai Kamen, you get a Akiba Ranger, you get positive reviews for every negative.
Even the Godzilla movies, there were
we went back and forth with that shit.
It was like I wasn't there for Godzilla in 1984. I was there for Biollante. It was but I heard Ghidorah was fantastic. Then it was Godzilla versus Mothra. That was
we can't even remember that.
That was bland.
But yeah.
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. We enjoyed that.
That was pretty fucking great.
Space Godzilla was
that was weird.
It was weird and bland. Destroyer, pure.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was epic.
I wouldn't say Space Godzilla was bland. It was definitely weird.
It was, but that's what I'm saying. Like
it dragged.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. Because it's like going back to the question. It's like why do people hate us? I don't know. I really don't. I feel like people nowadays, because this isn't 2007 internet anymore, but nowadays people just don't like hearing objective criticisms. Like that's why so many video game reviewers nowadays say like, oh well this, but if you like it, it's okay. That's why they say it, because they always know that if they just leave it at this sucks, people are going to hate it, because people are like, oh, you're too negative. That's why people. That's why I'm so happy. People like Red Letter Media are so popular because they do the exact same thing. They just say what they just say what they want. They don't fucking care. And that's why I fashion myself around that, because it's like, if people don't like what I have to say, you can always come to me and tell me. I'm not going to be somebody who just blocks you and be like, "Oh, you're an idiot."
That's what I
look.
like.
Look, I have said this for years. If you like legitimately want to come at me and try and talk to me about shows like this, dude, the server's right there. You can come in and talk to us. Like, yeah, whatever. People might jump in, but like, if you like want a one-on-one talk with that, sure. I'm not a fucking child, guys. I'm not gonna block you. It's like, whatever, you know. At the end of the day, it's whatever. It's still just a review.
If you have to block somebody because they don't agree with you, and I've been seeing this a lot lately, then you are not worth anybody's time. I hate
exactly,
and that's me being like the most. I'm usually a pretty lenient guy. I find that immature. I find it. I find it like, okay, there's going to be... Jay said earlier, you can't live your life seeing black and seeing white. What makes things interesting are the shades of gray. We're all shades of gray. Like, I'll say this now. When AJ brought up the whole... he modeled himself off of Red Letter Media. I modeled myself off of not Doug Walker, because I'm glad I didn't do that anymore, or else I would basically be a man baby crying about the goddamn Disney movies. But I modeled it after James Rolfe, because he not only talks about the negatives, but he also talks about the positives. Hell, it was because of him and Mike Matei when they talked about the little gems of the SNES. There's a game I've been obsessed with getting on Virtual Console, and it's always out of my reach, and one day I might be able to get it. And it's a simple game. It's nothing revolutionary, but it looks so much fun. I've watched it so many times. But with Rolf, you get entertainment out of it. You get entertainment out of what he does. And he also will give merit to something that isn't the best. He will give it its merits.
And that's what I was going to say, like, you can say all you want that, like, we're superly overly negative and all this stuff, but even times when we're negative, we still at least try and find some positives in it. Like with 01, you know, I had a lot of problems with certain things, but at the same time I said, you know what, that final fight at the ending was fucking awesome. The music was amazing. The suits and this. That's the thing. Again, like Jay said, shades of gray, guys. Black and white doesn't really exist in the world. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't. And I think that's why people don't like us, because we're not black and white. They don't like it. They don't like us being either in the middle or negative-ish or positive-ish. They want us to just be super positive all the time. It's like, guys, sorry, but things suck. Sometimes things suck.
If I can give a little piece of advice, never, ever take one side over the other. Always take the middle ground, because to me, when you take a side, you're basically blocking out the sides of the other side and what they believe in. You need to see it from both sides and gravitate towards how you feel, but also with meriting the opposition.
So with that being said, I think my final quote I can leave you with is, dude, just get fucking laid.